The Heat have re-signed forward Michael Beasley. The former number 2 overall pick spent his first 2 NBA seasons with Miami, but struggled both on and off the court during his career. Stephen A., tell us the train of thought in terms of re-signing Beasley.
Well, let me say this. Michael Beasley can play the game of basketball. He's got some moves, got a nice touch. He's got decent size on him, is versatile. Former number 2 overall pick. Obviously, he was no Derrick Rose, and most of us suspected he would not be. But we didn't expect him to have the problems that he's had. I'm not going to go through the litany of things that he's found himself, situations that he's found himself in as it pertains to the law and his behavior. But it was bad enough for the Phoenix Suns to say, we want you out of here. We don't want you as a part of this organization any longer. Obviously, Pat Riley and those guys, I consider the Miami Heat a first-class organization. I talk to Mickey Arison every time I see him. I see him a lot, obviously, during the season. Pat Riley is an iconic figure of his own right, and he definitely has dominion over that organization. And Eric Spoelstra is class, and as far as I'm concerned, one of the young, great coaches in the game. The thing I don't like about it, Skip, is not so much them as the Miami Heat, because I understand them giving the guy a chance. They obviously have an affinity for him. Otherwise, he would not be back. My problem is it's South Beach. If you can't behave in Phoenix and you can't behave in Minnesota, how you gonna find the incentive to behave yourself in South Beach? I mean, listen, there are certain places we got to understand this, and I'm not gonna get into details or anything like that. But there are certain locales in this country that fall under the category of Sodom and Gomorrah. It's just trouble waiting to happen. And South Beach is one of them. Now, people that are disciplined enough to conduct themselves appropriately, oh, it's a beautiful place to be. Make no mistake about it. I mean, it's heaven. But for those who cannot handle it, it's a lot to handle. And I do have my questions about Michael Beasley returning to South Beach. But from a talent perspective, if he keeps his head on right, he will help them capture a 3rd straight crown. He could do that because he could put numbers up big time, especially with LeBron helping him do it. And D-Wade, of course.
So I have to ask, as the unofficial mayor of South Beach, the Sodom and Gomorrah that is South Beach, you're capable of handling South Beach. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
I just want to get that straight for the record. Thank you very much. Yes. I thought this was another little brilliant move by Pat Riley. I think Pat reluctantly drafted Michael Beasley out of Kansas State. He worried, he was concerned, he feared that there would be problems, issues, and they manifested themselves. And yet, Stephen A. Smith, I just looked up Michael Beasley's age because I'm losing track. It seems like he's been in the league for 10 or 12 years. He's 24 years of age. He's still 6 feet 10 inches tall with sweet skills. He can handle it. He can shoot it, mid-range shoot it. And I'm thinking of a guy named Birdman, Chris Anderson. And I would have thought, man, South Beach is the worst place you could ship Chris Anderson. But no, you shipped him to the Miami Heat locker room with D-Wade, with LeBron, with Haslam, with all their veteran leadership, and he learned how to be a man. He learned how to conduct himself as a winner. And now, just as little pieces to the puzzle, when you have Birdman and Michael Beasley, they're an even more prohibitive favorite for next year. Again, can he clean himself up and keep himself straight? I have no idea. But I like his chances in South Beach better than I would have in Minnesota.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that. And they are a first-class organization. They have the organization. They have the foundation, the organizational structure, the leaders. They've got everything in place to sort of resurrect careers and reform individuals who need that kind of assistance.
Yep.
And I think that it's a good place for him to be. But if even at 24, if Michael Beasley messes up this opportunity, his career in the NBA is over.
Yep. Last quick thought. I'll be the first to confess. I would have taken Michael Beasley over Derrick Rose in that draft because the Derrick Rose I watched in college was a two-guard playing point guard and a two-guard who couldn't shoot. And last seen, Derrick Rose is still highly capable of having one of those 1-for-12 nights from three-point range.
Yeah,
Michael,
but
listen,
he can get to the hole
Stephen
at will.
I've been covering the NBA for years and years, longer than you have, and I have a lot of people I know around the league. Every one of them had worked out Beasley and raved about the talent, said this is a rare specimen in basketball IQ for 6 feet 10 inches tall. He had guard skills at 6'10", and I said, wow, but I didn't know about the baggage problems that would ensue. So, and Derrick Rose has obviously been better than I thought he was going to be.
The baggage issues, the absence of humility, not that he was sticking out his chest or anything like that, but just a laissez-faire approach to the game.
I agree.
The lack of focus, the distractions, all of those things were obvious before the draft. And if those individuals told you that they would have taken Beasley ahead of Derrick Rose, knowing the information we all knew, then that's even more of a reason why somebody should hire me as president of basketball operations, because those people don't know what the hell they're doing.
Okay.
They don't know what they're doing if they think that.
I would push myself for that position.
You want that position
yes,
too?
I do.
Well, who's going to debate on the desk, gentlemen, if you guys are both president of basketball operations?
I think some team should hire him and then hire me on a rival team, and my team would obliterate Stephen A's team.
Always competition.
Please.
Hey, Stephen A, is the jet ready?
Please. What?
Is the jet ready?
What jet?
The jet to take us to the game. Of the fight,
the
rather.
fight.
The fight, rather. We got to go to the game and then the fight.
Thinking about it, I'm working on it. It's kind of expensive. I have looked into it though.
Okay, good.